Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps is the show that you're currently watching. It's about to start with his amazing guests, and they gon' tell you how to survive out in the apocalypse. This way you won't be dead if anything was to attack humanity and try to end it. So now you gotta show up with your ears and your eyes and watch the show. It's Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps. Oh, yeah, that's the show. That's what you're watching. We's on the show now. It's about Lester Pipps. I'm the Lester Pipps from the title. That's who I am. Surprised you're not watching a show called Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps, and then the host is not the guy who it says it's with. And the topic is also not Apocalypse Tips. You know what I'm saying? So we are going to do the show that I said we was going to do in that intro. And by I of course mean my musical collaborator, Dr. Ron Rabanek, Dr. John's little brother, who does that style of music instead of that classic New Orleans blues and jazz that you get from Dr. John. Wow, what a good guy Dr. Ron is for making us that song. Thank him, everyone. Now, you're probably wondering, what's happening? How come this show's not currently on Twitch? Well, good question. So what happened was we do the Twitch show on the Pack Theaters Twitch, but then over the weekend, the Pack Theaters Twitch got banned because there was a little bit of sexual content on there. Whoops. I'm not going to say who slipped or dip slip, but something was out there. You know what I'm saying? So we had a little bit of a problem there, and now I'm having trouble reconnecting to it, but I am hopefully going to get reconnected to it during this show. And if that does happen, what I'll have to do is go, I got that email I needed, and then stop for a second and do like this thing where I'm clicking on stuff, something like that might happen. But if it doesn't happen, that just means hopefully he's watching on Facebook or Periscope or any other places, because we're not on Twitch. If you're listening to this later and you're thinking this isn't relevant to me, sorry. All right, now we're going to get into what the show is. I already told you what it was. It's about, and then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we're going to survive apocalypses, because that's what I know. Okay, prior to being down here in my bunker, which you can see behind me, not a real bunker. I'm not going to get into all the same stuff I say every week, because people have been telling me, hey, you say the same thing every week in the first 5 minutes. It's kind of like repetitive. Yeah, sorry. I do a lot of apologizing on this show apparently today. Now, but look, I'm qualified to talk about apocalypses. If you want to know why, listen to any other episode. This is the first time I'm not going to tell you. So here's what we're going to think about, okay? What kind of possible apocalypses is there, okay? Well, I was thinking about it this week. I was thinking to myself, okay, well, what if, say, like, rising sea levels start rising so fast they launch all the icebergs up in the air and then they crash down on the continents? Like, when you drop an ice cube on your toe and it hurts pretty bad? Like, instead of that, if it was icebergs and it killed you, that could be an apocalypse. So you got to watch out for that. What I'm doing to avoid that is making sure that there's always a lot of hot air above my head. So if there is, in fact, a little bit of a iceberg coming down above me, it's just going to melt away. Now, the downside of that is I am contributing to global warming, so I'm trying to find a suitable alternative. But for now, I got what I got, Another possible apocalypse, maybe the volcanoes decide that now is a good time to erupt all at once because they're angry at us for not re-electing Donald Trump. It turns out volcanoes is super conservative in this scenario. But if you ask any mountain or like hill or anybody related to a volcano, they will say they's the weird uncle who probably did vote for Trump. Another possible apocalypse, well, what if the street lamps out there came to life and told the police everything that they ever saw? Now, for me, that's like a personal apocalypse because I don't want the police to know how bad I am at parallel parking. But it could be bad for everybody. Those are some possible apocalypses to consider. The way I'm avoiding the volcano one, sorry, I forgot to say that, is I live underground in a swamp, so volcanoes ain't gonna get me. The way I'm avoiding them street lamp situation, honestly, there's nothing I could do. If the street lamps wake up, we's all in trouble. That's an apocalypse we can't prepare for. Now, I've also been told recently that my show doesn't do anything to establish what day of the week it is. Well, okay, fair point. From now on, I'm going to address what day of the week it is directly on the show, okay? And today is November 19th. And today is National Rural Health Day. Okay, and that's a big deal here in Louisiana because we got so many farmers out there trying to farm like swamps and bayous and stuff that like rural health is tough because all them swamps and bayous keeps trying to suck people up, eat them down into the ground, So National Rural Health Day is very important to us here. We celebrate it anytime a farmer makes it home safe, doesn't get eaten by a swamp. In New Orleans, the tuba players, in Jazz Alley, they stick potatoes in their tuba bells and they play with them in there. And it makes a cool sound, but it's kind of starchy. Now, for me personally, I got a family tradition of celebrating with farmers by dancing around in their fields completely naked, but like never touching, because rural folks tend to not be into touching each other outside of wedlock. And, you know, I don't want to impose on them any of my values, which are feel free to dance naked with whoever you want. Okay, I'm glad that we talked about that, but it is time for me to stop just yelling at you and tell you that we got great guests coming up on the show. You might be thinking, you probably should have started with that. And you also might be thinking, I think he thinks he probably should have started with that. And you're right. Yeah, I probably should have started with that, then got into the potential apocalypses and what day of the week it is, and then brought on the guests, because that would be a logical order. But look, things are hectic around here. I'm not on Twitch, okay? I told you, it's confusing. I'm just going to check my email in case I got that. I didn't. All right, I'm not going to be on Twitch today. That's real unfortunate. Now, we're going to get into who the guest is. Okay. Now, my first guest is somebody I'm excited to introduce to you. But before we get to her, I'm going to tell you who's coming up later on the show. All the way at the end of the show, he's going to talk to Frank Cunningham, who was named the richest person in his neighborhood by his homeowners association. So that's pretty exciting. Prior to him, he's going to talk to local picnicologist Skippity Doo from Picnics and Pals TV show. That's a TV show that I have not seen, but I'm excited to hear about. I believe it's coming out in the near future and not out yet. So, wow, that's going to be great. And then we're going to talk to a stay-at-home mom who does a little bit of this, a little bit of that, named Carla Neward. Carla Neward. And in fact, well, we're going to talk to her right now. Carla, welcome to the show.
Over the river and through the woods to Carla's kitchen we go. Oh, you know what? Just scratch that. I'm trying out a thing. It's a whole thing. Sing to my daughter. But hello, Lester. Thank you so much for having me on the show. You know.
Yeah, Carla, thank you so much for being here. Now, I personally, I thought, hey, I hope that music continues and does not stop.
Me? Thank you. I mean, I do a little of this, a little of that. I do love to sing, especially to my little girl. But it's just one of the many things that I do at home with me, Carla Neward. And before you say anything, okay, elephant in the room, I'm just going to address it right here and now. Carla Neward, know it rhymes with Martha Stewart, okay? Been there, done that, got the T-shirt, okay? So shut your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a slant rhyme, but I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't top of mind for me. I didn't think like immediately like, oh, that's probably Martha Stewart joke. I thought that's probably her real name, and I didn't think about Martha Stewart in the slightest.
Growing up with a name like this and hair like this and looks like these, the whole thing. I mean, we're just two peas in a pod, except, you know, one of us is a white collar criminal, you know, so.
Right. Yeah, you are. I'm kidding. I know she is. I know she is.
Well, that was a little joke you were doing there.
No, sometimes, look, this show is not a comedy show. It's an educational show about how you spell apocalypses. But every once in a while, just to make my guests feel at ease, I do make a little joke or two.
That's really good. You should think about pursuing comedy, maybe as a hobby or a passion.
No. My hobby and my passion are my job, making sure the world knows apocalypses is coming. You got to dodge them at all costs. Okay. So go ahead.
I understand. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, feel free. We see to talk about you, not me.
Well, where to begin about me? I don't know how I do it all, really. I'm a stay-at-home mom to my my little mini me. Her name is May Elise. For those of you who are watching out there, blur this maybe in post. I know that's what the industry term is. But this is my little girl. Gosh, I could just cry.
Just in case, I got to tell you, we can't blur that live. So we's live on the internet. So if you want it not on the air, you got to pull it off your screen.
Well, crazy, you know, super mom here. Sorry for being my daughter's champion. All right, but
no, what? Nothing to apologize for.
Don't you worry, child. See, mommy's got a plan for you. Oh, just a little inside joke between the two of us.
Oh, wow.
But she really is my pride and joy. And I would say you didn't ask, but my three passions are whipping up a special dish in the kitchen, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Being my daughter's hero and making our house a home. for our little family.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. It's you got a little bit of everything. You got like real good mothering going on. You got like a lot of singing going on, which makes me think like, Carla, if you wasn't doing the mother thing all the time, was you trying to be the next Martha? Not Martha Stewart, but what's the one whose name is Martha, who's a singer? Damn it. I thought I had one when I started talking, but then it was gone.
Martha Graham, who's a dancer. There's
yeah.
Martha's Vineyard, who is...
You could have been the first Martha that's famous as a singer if you changed your name to Martha and started singing.
Martha Neward. It's got a nice ring to it.
I'm thinking of Martha Streisand, which is not a thing. But I decided to say it anyway. Now, Carla, is that something that you wanted? Did you want to be a singer, famous singer named Carla?
Well, my first priority above everything else is my daughter Maylee's. So I couldn't possibly put my passions before hers. I'm far more interested in giving her the most idyllic childhood that she could possibly imagine. I mean, that's my role, as a mother, as a woman, as a human.
Sure,
as a person bearing fruit. In fact, our home, I want to make my little girl's childhood as much of a fairy tale as possible.
I sense a prop coming.
Snow White, talk to the birds. Good morning, Carla. How are we? We are making music together. It's a little thing I do.
That's a little thing you do. That's amazing. Wow.
Yes. This is not a real bird, by the way. It's a prop.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Looking
at it, I was like, that thing's plastic.
Michael's Craft Store, $16.99, worth every penny for my child.
Now, is all this singing that you do in a way of coping with being stuck inside because all them COVID's up in there trying to eat your brains?
I mean, I suppose I've been singing since I came out of the womb, but really, honestly, it is just a hobby. My vocation is a homemaker. And especially this time of year, with the world being all la 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 as it is, I'm really focused on just making the coziest Thanksgiving at home for Emmanuel and myself. There's no Mr. Carla Neward. Okay, you didn't ask, but
I didn't. But thank you for telling me now.
The theme this year for our micro Thanksgiving. You ready for this, Lester? Okay.
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, go ahead.
The theme for our dinner is, oh my gourd, it's Thanksgiving. Joke,
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I read about it in Ladies' Home Journal, and it said you just need to provide a little gourd, and there you go.
Wow.
Doesn't have to be a whole thing to be fun. Okay. The other theme I was thinking about.
Sure.
Right?
Wow, we just getting man. I love all these props. Please go right ahead. Tell me what this next prop is.
The other theme was going to be Thanksgiving in Paris. Oui, merci.
Kind of like that movie that people was talking about, Emily in Paris, which of course I have not seen, but people's talking about.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've heard of that. Yes.
Okay.
But then I realized, Thanksgiving is kind of it's just, it shouldn't be so frills,
Sure. Yeah. Thanksgiving is notoriously not about frills. Nobody worries about what's the centerpiece on the table. Nobody tries to make their house look super nice. Everybody's just like, we's going to have turkey meat and we's going to eat.
And we're going to have cranberry sauce. And
sure.
Boy, will it be a sauce, Lester. All right. What else is on the menu?
Do you have like some kind of specialty in your cranberry sauce? You make your cranberry sauce with a little bit of extra love? Oh,
I sure do. In fact, I make it family style. With a whole lot of love. A little sugar. And sometimes when I have a little cab salve on the side, there's a whole lot more sugar.
Sorry, was that Cobb salad? What'd you say?
Oh no, that was a joke that I was making. Cab salve. it's an abbreviation for a red wine, but
Gotcha.
It
Yeah, I
worked.
thought you said Cobb salad. I was like, that's out of place.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Thanksgiving food. You don't put cranberry sauce in a Cobb salad. Nobody does that.
Didn't work, but that's all right.
Well, it did work. I just undermined it. Now, would you say that that this year's Thanksgiving is a little bit different because of all them being in a bunker situations that you was doing?
I'll be frank with you, Mister.
Okay.
It's kind of always been me and Maylis against the world, just
sure,
taking it on. So in that regard, no, it's not quite different because, as I said, there's no Mr. Carla.
Right. Now, is it the case that there was never a Mr. Carla? Your daughter's not like some kind of immaculate conception, is she?
That's funny. Well, that's a Christmas joke.
It's not a joke. It was a serious question because I've always been worried, like, what if I'm wrong and there is going to be a second coming of Jesus and it's a lady?
Well, in fact, funny you ask because I've really always been a self-starter, momtrepreneur, if you will. And no, there's never been a Mr. Carla. I had my little hero, Shiro, myself, completely myself. Did it, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, did the IVF, did the surrogate. And she's really my little miracle. In fact, I almost named her that, but didn't fit on the birth certificate, the font. It was the whole thing.
That makes sense. Yes. Hey, you know that thing I said might happen during the show where I get the password?
Oh, you got it. Oh, great.
So he's going to go live on Twitch in just a second. So I got to do that part of the show where I said I was going to like look over here and do some typing. That's coming up right now. Okay, I typed in the password. I've updated the password. I've authorized the connection. And we good. We's up on Twitch now. Wow. Oh. Okay, listen up, Pack Theater Twitch. You missed 20 great minutes of show where we talked about the fact that this is Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps, the fact that I'm Lester Pipps from this title, and then a bunch of other stuff. But more importantly, we talked to Carla Neward, who is a fantastic mom, trying to put together a good Thanksgiving for her only daughter, and also sometimes singing to her props.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, Carla, pick up where you left off.
Well, what I was going to say, because I know that there's other guests we want to get on here. What I was going to say is, in addition to "Oh my God, it's Thanksgiving" this year for my little girl, the theme and this sort of, I don't know, juggernaut for our little table for two. Paris. It's a joke.
Was that a Paris thing? I don't know that. I'm from Louisiana, so I don't know a thing about French culture.
It's over. I made a joke. It didn't work. It's fine.
No, you know what? I think it probably did work, but I undermined it again. For new listeners, that's been a pattern we've been playing with. Okay, Carla, please continue.
Well, what I was going to say is parties can be a lot of fun, even if it's just the two of you. In fact, I had little Maylis make a tree of thanks this year.
Another good prop.
Well, it's right now it's a bit of a blank canvas, and in her little
that's a prop joke.
In her little handwriting, she's going to write on these foam leaves. Also, Michael's $3.99.
Wow. Carla, you don't work at Michael's, do you? Oh, you know what? We don't have time to get into that. I appreciate everything that you've shown me, everything that you've told me. To the people now joining us here on the Twitch, you didn't get to see any of it, so yep, sucks for you. For the people who's been watching for a while, hey, nice job. For the people listening at home, I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get to our next guest, though. I got a really important question for you before we do, Carla, and it comes to me from @Miss Elizabeth Content on Instagram, who I'm looking at Miss Elizabeth Content right now at a picture that they sent when they were saying, and I gotta say, Miss Elizabeth Content looks kind of like exactly like you if you wasn't holding a prop or wearing your hair big.
This is just how my hair looks. I don't know. I just roll out of bed and here we go.
Crazy. Now, Miss Elizabeth Content wants to know, if you were to marry one of the characters that you've had on your show, who would it be and why? Okay. This is a question for me, so I'll pass it on to you. You can answer the question too, but this question's for me. I'll say this: if I was to marry one of the characters who's been on my show, I'd have to marry my wife, and I do have to marry her again because we are divorced. Carla, if you was to marry any of the characters who's been on my show, or yours if you have a show, who would it be?
Is it possible to marry yourself? Just kidding. I would say, wow, no one's ever asked me to marry them before.
To marry a character from a show that you've not seen before? Yeah, that's a crazy question for me to ask you, but I am curious what your answer is going to be.
Well, Chuck Smith.
That's a fantastic answer. Chuck Smith was on the show back before it became a show, but he and I talked for a long time. He's a good dude. You made a good choice.
That was my in. I'm blushing. I can't believe I said that. Did I?
Wow.
That was I don't know who that was. That was a crazy person. That wasn't.
Carla, it's okay. You can own your love for Chuck Smith, but we're not going to be able to get into that right now because we got to get to our next guest. Carla, stick around.
Mr. Pipps,
yeah.
I wanted to say, if I were to fill out this tree of thanks, I'd write your name right here because I'm very thankful for you, your community, and for having me on the show and giving me the platform to speak about turning your house into a home this Thanksgiving.
Wow. I mean, all the Twitch viewers missed all that great advice, but I'm glad that they're here now to hear that you are thankful for the opportunity. You are very welcome. Now, Skippity Doo is going to join the show. Skippity Doo is a local picnicologist from the Picnics and Pals TV show, who I'm very excited to talk to. Skippity Doo, welcome to the program.
That's right, Lester. How's it going?
Oh, man, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. So far, the show has had no technical problems. Oh, what?
Is this thing on? Do I look good? Can you see me?
Yeah, man, you look good. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Lester, I gotta say thank you so much for having me. I really, 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 really appreciate it. It means so much to me. I'm glad you didn't skip me.
Oh, I get it. That's a name joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and before I move on, look, Carla, it's Paris.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. It's like I'm right there. I snap my fingers and voila.
I actually hung it up as you were speaking.
Oh, Skippity, that's amazing. That's really thoughtful.
This isn't even my place. I'm quarantining right now in an Airbnb. I don't even know where it's in Gary, Indiana.
You should know where you are. That's number one piece of advice for apocalypses on this episode. Know where you are. But it sounds like you do. I'm glad that you're quarantining, Skippity Doo.
Yeah, nasty opossum came up to my campsite, had COVID. I got real sick.
No.
I was coughing, and I was dripping my nose, and I was sneezing, and I was running around in circles. And my body ached, like everything. I sunk into my mattress, like in that movie. What's it called? Oh, yeah, Train Spotting, when he like goes into the floor when he's like tripping. Oh, yeah, like that.
I haven't seen that, but okay.
Oh, it's crazy. It'll make your mind go like this.
Whoa. That's intense. Now, I didn't know that possums could have COVID, so chalk that one up as another thing to be worried about, folks. If you see a possum, it will bite your nose, give you COVID straight up into your nostrils.
Not kidding. It came right into my peanut butter.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, that must make it tough because you do a whole show about picnicking. If you're not able to go out there and do picnic, you're still eating peanut butter. Okay.
I love
Well, if you're not able to get out there and do your picnics, I mean, that must be rough.
It's really bad. Sorry. I need some milk. I can't speak.
Yeah, you put peanut butter in your mouth when you're supposed to talk. That's funny. Now,
I can't speak. Hold on. I got it. No, it's been horrible. Okay. I haven't been able to go out in nature and enjoy my picnics. And it's been really rough. The most important thing about picnic making is choosing your location. Mm-hmm. And I have an acronym for picking the perfect picnic place. Say that 5 times fast.
Okay, picking the perfect picnic place. 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 Picking the perfect picnic place.
Yeah, I've heard better.
You did it.
Give it a shot, Carla.
Oh my! Pa.
Here, I'll make it warmed up. I'll make it easier for you. Perfect picnic place.
What if I sang it?
You kind of have to sing it, and I hope you sing it to a prop.
In the gourd?
Well, twist my arm, why don't you? Here we gourd.
Oh, no.
Picking the perfect picnic place. Picking the perfect picnic place. Picking the perfect. I say picking the perfect. Picking the perfect picnic place.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Get that around the
That's great. It definitely breaks the concept of a tongue twister, but I liked it even better.
Absolutely. So there's an acronym. It's FLOSS. So you want your place to be flat, luminous, open, scenic, and serene.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. And how is floss related to picnics?
Well, you see, I don't never want to have a plug about dental hygiene, but it's really important to floss after you're done, with your picnic. So you want to, gingivitis is scary. So I advise everyone to follow their doctor's orders and floss, maybe once a day or something like that. It's really good, and a little bit of blood, that's okay. It's really good for you.
That's great. I love it when advice about how to picnic also becomes advice about how to keep yourself healthy, because that's what this show's all about, making sure you can still eat while you're staying healthy.
That's right. And not everyone can qualify for Medicaid or health insurances like that. So you got to take care of yourself, because health insurance is really fucking important. Oh, sorry. Is that okay?
You can say whatever you want.
I feel really bad about that one. My dad spanked me across a bowl when I did that once. Whew.
What? Your dad's spanking you for swearing, Skippity-doo?
Yeah, I said, Dad, what the hell? And he's like, come over here. And he spanked me across the, we farm.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't want to get too deep into delving into your psychology, but is that why you're always concerned about keeping yourself healthy and getting yourself outside where there's picnics so you don't get, accidentally swearing in front of your dad?
You're filling out my whole character arc.
Is that true?
It's true. Yeah, I had to escape to the world, and my parents never went out with me, so I had to find my own adventure and picnic make, and I would see families having these perfect times out around me. And as Carla told us about the Thanksgiving, it's becoming micro. Our connections with people are going away, and I strive to have, this is why it's great we're all connecting on here. We're losing connection in the world,
A picnic is a great way to reconnect, I think, because you get to sit together outside and think about under this big blue sky, we just 2 people or 3 people, or ideally not more than that because of them COVIDs. But man, and that's pretty nice, I'd say.
Yeah, and I say, if you got to have a picnic 6 feet apart with a mask, do it. You just got to be with each other, and you got to also get on the platforms. This is, what is this called? StreamYard.
Yeah, we're on the Back Theater Twitch officially, but we're doing it through StreamYard. We're doing it with Facebook. We're doing it with Periscope. We're doing
Technology is so amazing. I can't believe that I'm on right now. I got to say that.
You have a TV show coming out, Skippity-Doo. I
got a TV show. It's crazy. I got guests on the show every week, and they talk about their stuff, and I probe them. It's kind of like what you do, right? They talk about their stuff, and but it's all set at picnics, and everyone brings a gift to share every time. And we're in this park. Park rangers are buttholes and don't want us in the park, so they're trying to get us out.
Oh no!
And I have
the park rangers ain't your parents, are they?
No, but they're a lot like it. Park Ranger Jeff is his name. Quite the asshole.
Really? That's too bad.
He's an egotistical, misogynistic ass.
Whoa.
And, he's got some problems. If you're listening to me, Park Ranger Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Tell him what you want to say. I'm going to full screen you. Talk to Park Ranger Jeff now, Skippity-Doo.
You think that you can do this to me and my family? You think that we can kick us out of a place where my nonprofit has a right on the land? You got another thing coming to you. I hope you get a neck brace, a pelvic cast, an eye patch, a crutch, an armband, just an armband to wear around. I'm so mad at you, Park Ranger Jeff.
Man, it's so nice that you hope that he has the remedies to injuries and not the actual injuries. That's really kind of you.
I'm just too nice. I want everyone to get better. I thought, it could be cathartic for him to go through a cycle like Oedipus.
And I hope that he does go through a cycle. I don't know about the Oedipus one because I don't consume any media except for LSU football, Tigers football. So I'm not 100% sure what happens to Oedipus, but I do hope that at the end of his saga, Ranger Jeff becomes a better guy. Now Skippity-Doo, you told us about floss. Is there any other great advice for folks about how they can have the perfect picnic in a COVID quarantine situation?
Well, like I said, it's all about connection. You want to invite people that are going to bring value to your life. I think so often now we find out that people aren't actually our friends. So pick the people that matter, that bring gifts to you, that build you up and make you feel good. Bring those people to the picnic because you want that strong community around you. It's really important to stay strong and connected with people through all of this. And also, make sure you got some good sandwich recipes because, it's going to get a little boring. So I have a beautiful sandwich recipe. It's called the PBB. It is 2 slices of bread, peanut butter, and you slice up a banana and put it on the peanut butter, and then you drizzle honey all over the bananas.
Yeah, now I've heard of this as being a sandwich that's very good, but personally, the only sandwich I am ever willing to eat is the Popeyes sandwich. But I do understand what you're talking about, and it does sound sweet and nice.
People really like it, and I understand that you're doing the whole plug for, the Popeye.
No, we're not sponsored by Popeyes. Popeyes doesn't own us. I didn't get a chance to do this at the beginning of the show, but let me just tell you what. We're trying to steal the recipe then the Popeyes because we don't support them big corporations over here at the show. But I do like the sandwich quite a lot.
I see. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's like me trying to fight for my nonprofit to fit in the park. You're trying to fight for local businesses and small stuff. And
well, I'm just trying to fight to make sure that there's Louisiana culture post-apocalypse, and by that I mean I want to make sure that there's them Popeyes after the apocalypse. But look, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you.
I kind of like talking about you. It's sweet. I like to spin it around.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I'm a person with the show that has my name in the title, so I'll talk about me as much or as little as you want.
I know. I'm just being you. I'm just being. I don't know. I add blah blah blah, but don't talk about me.
No, you good.
Well, see, I went to the eye doctor recently, and yeah, it was crazy. I had to wear 7 masks, and because I should 7 masks. I should be quarantined. Anyway, yeah,
because you got COVID from that possum.
Yeah, no, I went in
going out in public if you got COVID with the possum.
Listen, I went in a plastic bubble. I forgot. I went out in a plastic bubble, like the John Travolta movie. And
you're not great. Okay.
No, it's good. I had to get my eyes checked, and the doctor said, "Wow, Skip, you have 20/20 vision." But he's like, "You got these frames, and you got to do something about these frames, man. Like total pedophile vibes." And I said, "What the hell does that mean?" And he said, "Google it, son." And then he got me set up to get new glasses. So the guy knows I have 20/20, but they're still using my insurance money to, get new glasses.
Okay.
So
wow. I've never thought about an eye doctor as someone who gives you like fashion advice, but I guess like if your eye doctor is doing a good job, they covering your eye health and your eye fashion.
I think so too. I think I'm going to be way better off with the new pair he's got coming in the mail. Nice tortoise shell.
Now, Skippity, I'm curious. We do have to get to my next guest here in just a minute.
Yeah.
So I got a question coming to me that I'm going to also ask to you. But first, I'm going to ask it to me because that's how the show works. It's coming to me from this guy on Instagram whose name is C__Jenks. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking to myself, wow, yeah, if Skippity Doo took off that hat and that bandana and them glasses, he probably would look exactly like the C__Jenks fella.
What? Do I have a doppelganger out there?
Yeah, one who doesn't have pedophile glasses.
Oh.
Wow, okay. You think he is still one?
But, wait, what'd you say?
I said, you think he is still one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
My assumption, probably not, since I'm featuring him on this show. Now, he does want to know. He asked me, where do you get your jackets tailored? And that's actually a great question. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna full screen me here and just say, like, check it. Y'all been seeing this jacket every episode, and I just want to tell you, I go to the greatest guy. Okay, I don't do it now because them COVIDs up in there trying to eat my brains. But prior to them COVIDs, I would go into New Orleans. I would go into this back alley off Bourbon Street, and I'd say, hey, Rito. And Rito is a person who I know. Not just, I wouldn't just walk into an alley and be like, hey, Rito, and see what happens. No, I know that he lives there. And Rito would come out and he'd be like, oh, is it time? And it'd be time. And he'd open up the sewer grate and I'd climb down in there. And down up in there is this dude who calls himself Levi. Okay? Mm-hmm. And Levi, he used to leave his mark on my jacket, but I can't find it. Well, it's on there somewhere. Levi leaves his mark on the jacket and he says, I'll spiff this right up for you. And then he pulls it out and it's great.
Great.
That's where I do it, down under the ground outside Bourbon Street.
I love that.
Well,
You got a lot of peanut butter on that knife. Now, Skippity Doo, the question's also for you. Where do you get your jackets tailored?
Well, I don't really do jackets, but I do a vest and I do a shirt and I do a nice bandana and hat. And the person that I recommend to anybody, you better not go over there right now, though. My grandmother. My grandmother she's a wonderful seamstress and she has been for years. She really takes care of me. She put the patch on and she makes me feel like I belong.
Well, that's great. That's all you want from a grandma. Nice patch, make you feel like you belong. Sometimes you want a little bit of like love, but you get what you can get. Now, Carla, you ever just get a jacket tailored?
You mean this signature red blazer? That tailored? Me? Just call me James or Chuck, not Smith. Taylor.
Oh,
Wow.
No, I think that one would have worked if I hadn't undermined it by talking during it.
Oh, it's okay. It was a whole thing. It didn't work.
He keeps ruining your bits.
Well, God put me on this earth to be a mother, not a comedian. So.
I know. Why did I say bits? Like we're on a show. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, we's on a comedy channel, not a comedy show, but it's totally fine. You say whatever you want. Well, Carla, I will say, God put you on the earth to make a choice. You made a choice, and I'm happy you're happy. Now, we got to get to my next guest, who is the richest man in his neighborhood, according to his HOA, and his full name, both the first and the last, is Frank Cunningham. Welcome to the show, Frank.
Thank you for having me, Lester. Oh, truly appreciate you. You are a godsend. How are you doing?
I am doing pretty well. I'm having a good show right now, I'd say.
That's great to hear. Great to hear. It's been a while since we've seen each other, since we've chatted.
It sure has. I mean, you, of course, remember where we met.
Yes, of course. Oh, my God. Do you remember the TGI Fridays in Downey, California? Oh,
of course, yeah. There was that open microphone situation where they was talking about like all them comedies, and I got up there and I was like, "No, let's not do comedy. Let's talk about apocalypses."
Simply debonair. Honestly, yes. Oh, I applauded. I stood up. I think everyone else stood up. We loved it.
Yeah, a lot of the other folks stood up and left, but I do appreciate it so much, Frank. Now, I've never heard of a TGI Fridays as being described as debonair before.
Oh, yes. Oh, when you are part of the middle class, TGI Fridays is debonair.
I suppose so. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Now
it's okay. I can tell you don't understand, and it's Old Navy, baby. It's Old Navy, baby. Okay.
Okay. Now, Frank, what is that you sucking on?
Oh, this.
Uh-huh.
It's a long cigar holder. Trying to quit the habit.
Oh, still sucking on the plastic, so you're not sucking on the tar. That's smart.
Oh, yes. It's just you can't expect to quit stuff, right? Huh? Old habits die hard.
They sure do. Now, I'm curious. Now, you were named the richest person in your neighborhood by your HOA. Is that is that like a competition every year where the HOA is like, here's everybody's value?
That silly thing. Oh my God, I can't believe I have to talk about this again. Oh, I hate you for bringing it up.
Okay, you did tell me to say it. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a silly publication, but it's a well-respected publication in the county. So, I mean, if I am the richest person in my neighborhood, who am I to say? Am I supposed to debate or challenge those views? I simply won't. I'm too busy.
That makes sense. Well, what did you do to get so rich, Frank?
Oh,
I
took a data management job at Amazon.
That'll do it. Yeah, they get paid very handsomely. That's very nice.
Yes, $35K a year, if I may say so myself. But I don't know. Those numbers are here and there, depending on where my investments are.
Wow, that seems.
My investments are my children. I love my children.
That's great. Oh, you have children? That's very nice.
Of course. Who doesn't have children?
Talk about them or no? Carla sure does, and I do have a son, Bubblegum Pipps.
Oh, beautiful. My wife and I need to have you and your spouse and you must meet us at Applebee's.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would love to in general, but we are in a situation right now where Charlene considers us divorced. She won't let me see my son, but I do watch him sometimes from the nanny cam that I got set up. But we don't need to get into my stuff.
No, of course. Hey, when things clear up, you and your wife settle everything, I'll send the Honda Odyssey to pick you up, and then we'll have a grand old time.
That sounds very nice. Now, I gotta say, Frank, the way you speaking makes me think of like big mansions and like tons of money. But then the specifics you given are making me think of like, oh, this guy's life not that good.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
Well, it's just like $35K a year. That's like tough living, man.
Oh, around here. Can you pull up my publication? Google it.
Let me try. Yeah.
Downey.ca.gov / 35th Avenue /
Okay, wait, hold on. 35th Avenue.
35th Downey, California.
/ .gov. I got the .gov, and then I got 35th Avenue. What was the /
newsletter.
Downey, California.
Dot. Income bracket.
Income bracket. Okay.
Percentage sign.
Okay.
Richest person, all one word.
Okay.
.pdf.
PPF. Okay.
PDF.
PDF. I'm sorry.
PDF. You must download it. You should read the whole thing. It was written by someone who used to write for the New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I read that.
Now.
Oh, listen, sorry, not New Yorker. New Yorkie. It's a dog publication.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I've heard that the New Yorker keeps their archives up forever, but the New Yorkie maybe doesn't. Because what I'm seeing right now is a lot of this here where it says the site can't be reached anymore.
Oh, unbelievable! Where is this city going? I must call my friend. I am well connected around here.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah, I didn't mean to come out here and start questioning you, Frank. I'm sure that this publication exists. Some dog journalist wrote about how rich you are. That makes sense. It's just,
what?
What?
When you and your wife and your son come out to Applebee's or Yard House, if you're feeling adventurous, they have some great cheese balls.
Sure they do, yeah.
And it'll be on me. I'll put it on my Best Buy rewards card. Get some points, of course.
Hey, that's only smart.
Okay, so then we will settle all of this, okay? And then you'll think, what a doofus!
I know. I already feel like a doofus just for attempting to question the integrity of one of my guests, who obviously you're on my email list, so of course you're very credible.
Exactly. Thank you. Apology accepted.
Now, I'm curious, how has life inside your homeowners association, especially as being somebody who's like looked up to as the richest, how has that been when there's all these COVIDs up in the air trying to, get up inside your house, say, knock, knock, this is my house now, I'm a COVID?
Well, around here we have certain protocols, certain things. I mean, I Uber Eats my food, the least amount of contact. I said yes on Prop 22. I am a good person.
Oh, now listen, Prop 22's already been legislated, so at this point it's like no point in me being like, hey, the Prop 22's actually bad, and I don't want to make you feel bad, Frank, but Prop 22's big trick that Uber Eats and all them companies pulled on everybody. Prop 22 bad, man.
That's not what the Homeowners Association letter written by the old New Yorkie said. Look it up right now. I dare you to look it up.
Okay, all right.
Downey.ca.gov.
Downey.ca.gov.
/ city of Downey.
City of Downey, okay.
/ newsletter.
Okay.
November 2020.
Okay.
/ elections.
What's that elections? Okay.
Parentheses.
Parentheses in the URL. Okay.
22. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That PNG.
The picture, great. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Let's put it up here.
You look like a complete fool. Okay.
I hope I do.
Oh, unbelievable! The attacks. I've never been so attacked.
Okay, yeah, and it must be just the case that this New Yorkie publication has been taken down or something, because this is another article I couldn't find, but I'm sure that it's real.
Maybe check your Wi-Fi connection. Who do you have? Do you have Charter? Do you have Comcast Xfinity?
Who do I got? I'm down here in Louisiana, so what I got is let me read my. It says my internet provider is called just Bayou. That's kind of a lame joke, but that is what I said.
Okay.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Well, if you say so.
Right.
Now, yeah, but I'm sure it's not the case that it's you're just making up these articles or nothing. I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure it's the case that I can't find it because the internet's bad down here in the on my Bayou internet service, which I'm very proud of saying.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, it is what it is. If you can't find it, it's not up to me to make you believe these things. Do your research.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You got to do your own research. That's a big thing in these modern times. Now, Downey, actually, I have a question for you about Downey. Downey was a place that generally leaned a little bit to the right, but as somebody who's only making $35K a year, I would think you would probably be more interested in progressive politics.
Do not talk to me. I am furious about Biden's tax plan. I can't even right now. Do you want me to get into it? I can't get into it. The amount, I'm going to go broke. I'm not going to be able to afford to go out to Taco Bell, to take my kids out to McDonald's. What do they think? And you know what? I'm not even going to be able to afford my Sedona timeshare.
That's amazing that you can afford a Sedona timeshare right now on $35K a year. But I'm very excited for you.
Would you like to come to Sedona?
That sounds pretty fun. Yeah.
Sedona, Arizona, beautiful this time of year.
Very beautiful.
It is. It's very nice.
And honestly, they have the best cactus bear margaritas I've ever had.
Oh, I haven't had that. That sounds fantastic.
What's that?
You don't know what a cactus bear is? Oh, darling.
Are you saying cactus bear?
Cactus pear.
Oh, okay.
Pear. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of Duolingo and my.
I thought I heard bear too, but
yeah, sorry. Once again, my apologies.
No, don't worry about it.
A real treat.
It is.
That sounds like a real treat.
Yes,
I have had a cactus bear margarita, and I'll tell you what, it was pretty solid. There was a bit more meat in it than I expected.
I bet that had a real bite afterwards.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know.
I see. Listen, I see your jokes. Those are highbrow jokes. Okay, I get it. I went to a state college. Okay, I know. I see where you're coming from.
I just don't know much about alcohol. That's all.
Whole thing.
You simply must.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, Sedona's very nice. Did you ever, there's that place in Sedona where they like, hey, right here you can feel the vibration of the earth.
Yes, a vortex. You mean
vortex? Yeah, that's what. Mm-hmm.
Of course, I've been to plenty of vortexes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm glad I asked. That's great. Now, did you take the kids to the vortex? Do they like it?
Oh, the kids, they prefer to stay by the pool at the timeshare.
Sure.
They don't really like to go into nature yet. We did, however, all get those shirts, that they're washed in dirt from Sedona, where they're like the dirt color. You might have seen it in that fabulous Discovery Channel show, Dirty Jobs. Oh, simply. If you haven't watched it, you simply must.
Well, I, of course, haven't seen it because it's not LSU football, but I do. That sounds great.
Okay, well, get yourself some basic cable, okay? If you can afford it, of course. I don't want to put anyone down who can't afford some basic cable and just turn the channel.
Frank, listen, I'm not in the habit of calling out my guests too hard, but it does seem like you're talking down a lot to folks with less money than you when you honestly, I think you're like lower middle class, man.
You take that back right now. I cannot believe why I came on the show to be attacked
What? No,
for my
no.
lifestyle. Okay, listen, I worked so hard to get to where I am. I am hundreds of $1,000s in debt, okay,
Ooh.
to get to where I am. Okay? I voted and
Okay.
a third thing.
Okay. No third thing. All right. That's fine. Listen. I didn't mean to come at you hard. I'm so sorry to hear about this debt. That's brutal.
It's a must. If you want to keep this style of life, you must. If you want to be air conditioned every day.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If you want to afford a nice Brita filtered water, you simply must.
Listen, Frank, I'm so glad that you're proud of your life, and I'm pleased for you about that. But I gotta say, I think a lot of folks have what you have, man.
Oh, Lester, you tickle me. Okay, that's that highbrow humor Carla has. Okay, listen, I get it. I read the New Yorkie. I have highbrow humor.
I'll
Well,
tell you one thing.
Yes.
Hey, Frank.
Please.
You talked about that show, Dirty Jobs.
Mhm.
Why would I watch that show when I've cleaned out a used diaper? Those are the jobs. I don't know. It just
That's good.
Wow.
That's good.
Well, on a note like that, it's important that we get to come to the end of the show here, which is actually, I have a question coming to me from another Instagram user through my publicist Ezra Party on Instagram. This comes from at Paul Heredia, who it sounds like was in the intro to this song to the show spelled incorrectly, which whoops. But Paul Heredia wants to know. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm looking at his picture now, and I'm seeing, his picture on Instagram kind of looks like if you, Frank, didn't have as much hair. Well,
that is simply not the truth.
Right. How could it be? Nobody could live like you. Now, Paul wants to know, who do you look up to most? Oh, this is a great question. For me, it is, of course, legendary founder of Louisiana, Lafayette, whose first name I don't remember. But Lafayette came to Louisiana. Sorry, what?
Well, his title, Marquis de Lafayette.
Thank you so much, Carla. That's right. The Marquis de Lafayette, who came to these Louisiana lands and saw them and thought, well, this could be a place where New Orleans could be. And he took them over by force, unfortunately harming a lot of native folks, which is a part of it I don't look up to. But at the same time, he did make New Orleans be what it is. He also founded Baton Rouge and dug the first bunker in Louisiana right outside of a place called Medford, which may or may not still exist. What a great guy. Now, Frank, this question goes to you as well. Who do you look up to most?
A simple question. I feel like someone who embodies the American dream and helped me to get to where I am. You might know him, Tim the Toolman Taylor.
That's a great choice. Tim the Toolman Taylor. I know, for sure.
Yeah. He gets it. See, someone's highbrow.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the show, but I do know what you're talking about. Now, Frank, another question for you real quick. Any last words for my listeners or anything that you might want them to find on the internet?
Yes. I mean, if you need investment advice, my investment advice, liquidate all your assets. Have cash on you at all times.
Oh, no.
That's it.
Please don't do that. Okay, and then I would say I'd find this at Paul Heredia fellow, and maybe.
Oh, sure, follow him. You know, I'm sure he's swell if he looks like me. I'm sure he's living his best life.
And do you have any interest in an account that's about Oreos on Twitter?
I do. But right now that account has been suspended.
Oh no! Okay, well that's sad to hear.
But follow us into new Oreo flavors. It's sure to come up, and it's sure to tickle your brain. It's highbrow
I hope
humor.
it comes back. I've been inspired many times to make new concoctions down here in the Lester Pipps Chicken Kitchen. Now, Skippity-Doo, question for you, actually. Oops, I did the wrong button. Skippity-Doo, my question for you is the same. Any last words of advice for the folks at home? Anything you want folks to find on the internet? How do they find the show?
Okay, so we're going to have an online streaming platform to watch the show, 10 episodes, and it also might be available on Amazon Prime. So check it out. I appreciate it. Also, this winter is coming up, and that equals depression. So make sure you stay connected with people, even if you have to have an indoor picnic. Frank, you can make it happen in your basement. It'll be great. You got to stay connected with your friends and family and keep making sandwiches and hug people as much as possible.
Absolutely. Very nice. Very nice. Now, just for clarity, sometimes people come on here and plug shows that aren't real. This one's real. Now, Carla Neward, anything that you want folks to find on the internet? Any last words of advice? And do make them real quick. Sorry.
Oh, of course. Well, a real inspiration of mine is this local comedian, Miss Elizabeth Content. She's pretty funny. That's all I got to say. She makes me laugh. And you asked who Mr. Frank Paul.
Oh yeah, who do you look up to most?
It's more like looking down these days, but daughter May Elise. She's a real hero. And I know the holidays are coming up, so just remember that children really bring us dreams, and to never lose that sense of childlike wonder, especially this time of year.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for that. Now, for me, I'll just say you should definitely check for, if you're not already following the show at Lester Pipps, do that. If you're not following my publicist at Ezra Pardia on Instagram, at Ezra Parder on Twitter, do that. And thank you to the Pack Theater for letting us do this show on their stream. And also stick around for the next show, which I'm going to say is Play Cousins, but I forgot the schedule. Thanks, y'all. End the show the way we always do, which is I'm just going to end it. That was the show. Now we did it. You know how to survive an apocalypse. If anything should go down, you'll be okay. And for that we say you're welcome. Also, we gotta say thank you to all these amazing guests. Find them on the internet, and then you'll never not know when they doing fun and stuff. And that's what the fun of the show is. Also to survive apocalypses. And hey, we hit both those nails on the head with one bird or something, I guess, like that. So anyway, I gotta say thank you to the Pack Theater. Boom. What? But yeah, thanks to them, and thanks for watching.